Every month, you make a plan, a budget, promise to yourself. Save more, spend less, be disciplined. And yet, somehow, by the time the month ends, your bank account looks different than you imagined. Your intentions were clear, your goals precise, but life has a way of rewriting plans you thought were foolproof. Maybe it's a sale you couldn't resist, unexpected expense, or just treating yourself a little too often. Why does this happen again and again? Because the battle isn't with your money, it's with your brain. The science of impulse spending. Impulse spending isn't laziness or lack of willpower. It's biology, hardwired over millennia. Your brain is built to seek immediate rewards, the small thrill that signals survival in ancient times. Dopamine, the pleasure chemical, spikes every time you buy something, even small items like coffee, snacks, or online gadgets. That tiny hit of pleasure feels like a victory, even if it costs far more than you intended. Psychologists call this temporal discounting. Every impulsive purchase carries hidden costs: psychological, emotional, and financial. Anxiety creeps in as bills pile up, credit cards max out, and your bank balance dips unexpectedly. Regret follows, the realization that the purchase was unnecessary, fleeting, and unfulfilling. Overspending also erodes freedom. You work longer hours, take on more stress, and sacrifice experiences that truly matter, all to cover choices you didn't plan. Money isn't just currency. It's emotional energy, time, and personal values manifested in transactions. Overspending drains more than your finances. It chips away at self-esteem, confidence, and long-term goals. The subconscious toll of impulsive habits can affect your relationships, career decisions, and overall life satisfaction, often without you realizing it. The psychology of self-awareness. Self-awareness is the superpower that can break the cycle of overspending. Start by tracking every expense, not to shame yourself, but to recognize patterns. Where, when, and why do impulses strike? Before each purchase, pause and ask, does this serve me, or am I reacting? Use visualization. Imagine your future self thanking you for saving, rather than punishing you for spending. Small wins matter. Resisting one impulsive purchase rewires neural pathways, strengthening self-control over time. Over weeks and months, these small decisions compound into habits that feel automatic. Impulse loses its grip. Discipline becomes effortless. Ultimately, mastery isn't about fighting impulses. It's about understanding them, predicting them, and shaping your environment to work in your favor. The illusion of small spending. Most overspending doesn't come from one big mistake. It comes from small decisions that feel harmless in the moment. A coffee here, a delivery fee there, a discounted item you didn't need but saved money on. Your brain categorizes these as minor, financially invisible, but psychology calls this mental accounting, treating small expenses as separate from the bigger financial picture. Individually, they feel insignificant. Collectively, they quietly drain hundreds, sometimes thousands, each year. And because each purchase feels justified, your brain never raises an alarm. You don't feel reckless. You feel reasonable. That's what makes it dangerous. Stress, emotions, and the spending escape impulse. Spending often has nothing to do with desire and everything to do with emotion. Stress, frustration, boredom, loneliness. These states lower rational control. Shopping becomes emotional regulation, a distraction, a reward, a temporary escape from discomfort. Neuroscience shows stress weakens activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for long-term planning and discipline. At the same time, emotional centers become more active. In simple terms, when you're stressed, the part of your brain that says future consequences gets quieter, and the part that says I need relief now gets louder. That's why tough days often end in unnecessary spending. It's not financial behavior. It's emotional coping disguised as a purchase. Delayed gratification, the wealth advantage. The strongest predictor of financial success isn't income. It's the ability to delay gratification. Choosing long-term security over short-term pleasure is a psychological skill, not a personality trait. And like any skill, it can be trained. Each time you pause before buying, you strengthen neural pathways linked to self-control. Each time you wait 24 hours before a non-essential purchase, impulse loses power. Wealth isn't built in moments of excitement. It's built in quiet decisions nobody sees. The discipline to wait, to invest instead of consume, to choose future freedom over present pleasure. That is the invisible habit separating financial stability from financial struggle. Truth is simple. Impulses are inevitable. They are part of being human. But impulses don't have to control your life. They can become opportunities to practice self-awareness, control, and planning. Every small act of discipline rewires your brain, strengthens decision-making, and improves long-term financial health. Start small. Observe yourself. Build systems that align with your brain's natural tendencies instead of working against them. The person who masters impulses isn't someone born stronger. They're someone who understands themselves, designs their environment, and takes intentional action. When you do this, financial freedom is no longer a distant dream. It becomes a conscious, achievable choice, and that freedom is worth far more than the fleeting thrill of impulse ever could be.